Right. Test, test, test. Test, test. All right, cool. Cool. Make sure all my stuff works. It's been a hot minute. Cool, cool. Oh. Give some of these cars a test. Not sure where to start. Couple cars I don't even want to test, to be honest. Yeah, I should give them all a go. Simple. W 50. That. All right. I'm going to try to take most of these suckers out for a little bit of a spin. Try to figure out what I want to drive. I'm definitely leaning towards the Corvette, but I don't know. I'm gonna at least drive everything and see what changes feel like. Been a hot minute. It's my chat. Glad I checked. Oh shit. Test them all. Start with you don't know, see if times get faster. How big of a yeah. My dad. What's up, Austin? Yeah, the changes are something dropped upstairs. Make sure I don't hear you crying. Yeah, I think the changes are actually pretty big in some cases. I didn't go through and try to comb them all out. Or El Salvador, oh damn. Into the first season. Yeah, I mean, even like same here, kind of. At least with respect to these cars. All right, cool. Fixed. I do want fixed. That's good. At least that way they're all kind of the same. But yeah, all the GT3 cars got a little bit of an adjustment. I think the Ford got the most. The Mustang got the most for sure. But even little things like they talk about adding drag to the Merc, you know. What's up, Adam? So yeah, they're all going to be a little bit different. The Corvette is pretty similar. They seem like they boosted the power on the Porsche a little bit. I didn't see much for the Ferrari, which actually I'm kind of disappointed in. I was hoping that thing was going to get hit with the Nerf bat pretty hard. But yeah. Yeah, exactly right. Like, so I'm actually racing in a Daytona, a 24-hour race at Daytona on Saturday, and we're driving the Merc. so yeah, it's a charity race, which I love doing those. So if anybody ever says, hey, I've got a long ass charity race, would you be interested? I'm pretty much always going to do it. But yeah, the Merc is definitely fast in a straight line. And you could just tell, right? You know from what... Good grief. There's something about that, the top already on there, it feels different. It feels like it's further to the right. But anyway. No for a challenge, as long as the series is going for us, is strong. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, the interesting thing about it, though, is like, if it's literally a one-make series, does it matter if it's strong? It's all about relative strength, right? But, yeah, I really would like to have seen that car get hit a little bit. I don't really think it did. I mean, I could be wrong for sure, but I don't know, man. It's literally the first outlap here. I've driven this car very little. I drove it in Bathurst 12-hour race in 2021 maybe. Like, it's been that long. Don't love the sound. I always have hated the shift sound in this car. It feels better than I expected it to be honest. Not that I'm driving it fast or anything. Need your power? I don't know. I really don't know. This is the first I've driven any. I think I drove the Corvette and a little bit of the Porsche the night the build came out. But this will be the first time I've really done too much. I have seen. I came out at. Oh boy, came out at Spa the night all the stuff came out and just drove those two cars a little bit, but nothing crazy. Yeah, they did, that's right. They did say something about the torque curve on the Ferrari and something else. Not really sure what that referenced, to be honest. Need the sound adjustment. More weight. Feels light. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really driven a GT4 car ever. New Lambo. Yeah, I agree. I would love to see both the GT3 change, which really shouldn't be too much, but you'd know they'd at least go through the car and kind of refresh it, even if it's not much of an actual change. I'd love to see the GTP version of that car too, though. Ooh. Should have taken us a track that's a little shorter. Might not be the best time to make a decision, as I haven't really driven much of anything the last few weeks. 2 weeks. Too far. Yeah. I was kind of just hoping to pick something that I knew. But yeah. I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to comfort, to be honest. Like, they're all close enough that in my world, I don't think it's gonna matter very much. But yeah, mostly just looking for something that I can catch and kind of understand the limits of. And honestly, it's kind of why I default to the Corvette. One of the guys on my team he probably drove everything, but he made reference to like 4 or 5 of the cars, and it's kind of like, these are the ones that are going to be it. Kind of said the Corvette was at the top of that list, so definitely take his input. Very meaningful. Obviously I want to try it for myself too, but yeah, kind of defaulting to the Corvette, but also would kind of like to try something else. What's up, dude? Yeah, and seeing as we're at Daytona like in 2 days in a car that I've not driven very much, I probably should practice that too. See, I don't get that in that car, which I find so interesting, you know, like, oh shit.
Slow down.
I swear that apex is further to the right than it used to be. Am I crazy? But yeah, I think it's super interesting how like 2 different driving styles just get totally different reactions out of the same car, you know what I mean? I don't really get that at all. Go. Silverstone, I agree, yeah. I'm not very good at Silverstone, but I do enjoy it. Probably should have used that track, to be honest. Just never gotten on with front engine cars in this game. Shoot. I'll slow down enough. Save space for the end of F1 this season? Wait, what do you mean? Like, to talk about it? Feel free, of course. I have not tried the Mustang. Honestly, I don't even know if I'm allowed to drive the Mustang. Yeah. A joke. I have a truck that's an F-150. I guess I'm allowed to drive a Ford. Yeah, I definitely will try the Mustang. I literally, I think I've driven it the day it came out, and I've not touched it since. I hope it is 2021. And I hope Lando wins the damn thing. I think McLaren are complete morons, but yeah, they've just ruined it. I mean, you think about where Lando could be right now without, was it Hungaroring? Was that the track that just complete meltdown happened? Yeah, it's just, they've literally botched it. And I wonder if it's just they feel like, hey, we're gonna win the constructors, so we don't care about the drivers. I can't imagine they actually feel that way, but I wonder what it is. Because, like, they easily are gonna win the constructors because Perez is crap. And it just seemed very, I don't know, it seems super obvious right now that Lando is the favorite to win the drivers if the team can get out of the way. Or maybe get in the way, actually. I feel bad for Piastri, like, it's not his fault he's awesome, right? I mean, if Lando could get out of his own way, it wouldn't be much of a conversation, would it? It's a weird car to drive. I'm totally not keeping up with you guys. Yeah, they do have two number ones, and that is definitely their issue. But I like that. I mean, I respect that. I feel like that's what Mercedes did when they were doing their thing, and can you imagine if all those years we had Lewis and then some shit driver that had no chance to compete with him? Like, how boring that would have been. It basically would have been 2022 and 2023. You know? Good grief. Michael, what's up, dude? Yeah, they don't want him to compete with the Golden Boy, that's for sure. They don't want Piastri to feel like a second driver. Yeah, and I totally understand that, but it's like, I don't know, when you're halfway through the season, you know, like a couple races ago, we're halfway through the season, and it's just clear you have a guy who actually has a chance to do this. You get the two guys in the room and you say, look, I get it, this sucks. He's got more points than you do right now. He has a better chance to do this. We're putting team support behind him. Next year, you guys get to fight it out for the first quarter of the season, and whoever's ahead, we'll put the support behind them then. You know? I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it's rocket science to me, but what do I know? Might have in his contract. Now that's an interesting take. I could see something like that. Especially, I mean, think of how much leverage he had when his contract was getting signed. You know? F1 has too much ego for that. Yeah, probably true. Probably true. Oh, get over there. F1 fantasy team, protect Lando at all costs. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, I think. Look, I feel like. I know I don't know. I think it. In my opinion, it's obvious that Formula One is more about the car than the driver. I feel like that's obvious. Personally, I could be totally wrong, but that's my opinion. I mean, I think if it weren't like that, then, you know, what's Hamilton doing? Obviously, he's done a lot of good stuff this year, but, you know, car's kind of a big deal. Multi-21 Seb, yeah. I mean, it's just how it is, you know? And yeah, the greats can elevate a shit car and get more out of it than maybe they should. But at the end of the day, if you have a shit car, you got a shit car, man. You know? And even somebody that's not that great with an amazing car is going to do super well. I mean, Bottas, I feel like, is a great example of that. If Bottas never sat in a Mercedes in his career, what would people think of him, you know? And then there's Haas. Right. Alright, so this car is not as bad. Look, I'm definitely not driving the BMW. I think that's a given. And honestly, I'm not sitting here streaming and talking. I'm not gonna be able to get the best read in the world on this stuff, but we'll have some fun with it. So, zero chance I'm driving the BMW. I mean, it's just, you know, any of the front engine cars I'm not gonna drive, but it's still way better than I thought it was gonna be, to be honest. But yeah, Mark Webber. Yeah, that's a good call, man. The fact he's his agent, that makes a lot of sense. And they knew going in. I mean, obviously McLaren loves Lando. Has loved, will love, all those things. For obvious reasons. Alright, let's get out. That was the 19.8. Doesn't matter. But let's get another one. I don't know why this thing keeps reverting back. That's annoying as hell. Great. Go Audi. I can see myself in this one. Why is this doing this? Please just stay to what I had. 50%. Everything else, I'm pretty sure is the same. Same time of day, same day. Let's do it. Big thing on Twitter. That's why IndyCar is better open wheel racing. I said it. I totally disagree with that take. I really do. I don't think IndyCar is bad. I watch it. I enjoy it. I think it's incredible. Those guys are absolutely out of their mind to race open wheel cars that fast on ovals. They're insane. It's awesome. I enjoy it. I don't think it's better racing, personally. I just inherently disagree with the take, because I mean, you hear all the time, like, NASCAR is better because they, you know, they overtake each other all the time, and there's so much more passing for the lead. All the shit that they would say. How was that podcast? Door Bumper Clear. You know, the Dale Jr. world. I love Dale Earnhardt Jr., by the way. So no shade on him. But like some of this podcast with the spotters and stuff, and you know, oh, Formula One, you know, who's going to win the race before the weekend even starts. And look, sometimes that's true. Okay. But I fundamentally disagree with the idea that because there are more overtakes in a race that it's better racing. I think context is really important. I love IndyCar, but F1 is F1. You know, nobody's ever going to overtake F1. It's just not going to happen. Flex on the front wing. I've heard a little bit about that, but I don't really understand it. I mean, I get the concept of what they're talking about, but I don't know it maybe as deep as I'd like to understand it. But yeah, I guess it's flexing too much, or flexing in a way that, I mean, and it's funny too, right? Because everybody was all over Red Bull when they were doing their thing, and they changed something. And then now, of course, Red Bull is shit in the bed, so Red Bull and everybody else is going to McLaren to figure out what they're doing differently. Pray for zero rain, Mustang. Did they make it any better? Here's so many people complain. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not sure what I was saying, to be honest. This car's loud. I don't believe that. I think Indy, because more pit stops, strategy, tire, and fuel save, driver can have a big difference in winning, not just overtakes. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I like what you're saying there, and I feel like that's true in Formula 1 too. I do wish, I think Karun Shandok has said this a million times, I actually totally agree with him, where they talk about the rule of you have to use two tire compounds. I like the idea of just using all three. You know, forcing them to have 2 pit stops at every race could be pretty interesting. Or at least 2. And I watch NASCAR too, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I do watch NASCAR. I don't watch it, I'm not like, I watch every F1 race. I watch every F1 qualifying practice. I watch everything F1. I definitely don't do it with NASCAR. But I do watch it. I try to catch like the last 30 minutes or something, because that's really where the interesting stuff happens. But, you know, if you look at what happened at Richmond, and just, I mean, at least they penalized the guy and tried to make it right, but at the end of the day, like, I don't know, NASCAR to me is kind of a joke. It's more entertainment than sport. And if you could say that, I think there's a lot of truth if you want to make the argument that 2021 Abu Dhabi was more entertainment than sport. I think that was true too. But yeah, I think, you know, when I'm a fan of no playoff chase system in NASCAR, I think it's insane that you have guys, you know, not in the chase that still are racing with everybody else every Sunday. I think that's a weird thing. Prioritizing wins to the extent that they do is weird to me. I don't know. Kind of saying that like the entire season in motorsports doesn't matter when in every other motorsport discipline the entire season matters. It's just NASCAR's the one that wants to be like the NFL. It's just weird, man. And I know why they did it, right? Like, the chase literally exists. There's no coincidence that it starts as soon as the NFL Sunday starts, right? The only reason the chase exists is so they can compete with the NFL, or try to. And it's just not, it's never going to happen, so. I think it's kind of a farce, or I think it is a farce. The whole stage system's stupid. I mean, they've admitted to the fact that they only did that to re-rack the cars every so often, so they had more excitement. Of course, it doesn't hurt to get another advertisement in there too, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. NASCAR to me has lost the ability to refer to it as a sport. It's too much entertainment, it's too much for the show. And then they want to sit there and talk about, you know, Kyle Larson's better driver, better race car driver than Max Verstappen. It's like little brother syndrome much. It's just such a weird dynamic. It's like typical American, honestly. It's like Formula One does not think about you like at all. They can't stop trying to compare themselves to F1. It's like, gee, I don't know. It's embarrassing, honestly. Uh-oh, too much. Too early. Don't podcast much anymore. I missed some of your stuff. Refueling in F1. I don't know if I like... I thought that too. Kind of wonder about like the danger component of that. I'm sure these days they could find a better, safer way to do that. But yeah, I mean, for me, I love Formula One for the strategy. I mean, I think we just saw it in the last race, like at Monza. You know, we saw it with George Russell at Spa. Somebody taking a chance and making it work. I thought that was pretty cool.
20.543.
I like that kind of thing. Of course, I want overtakes and all that stuff too, as much as anybody. This car stops on a dime, man. Sweet. But yeah. Thanks, buddy. Enjoy family time. Catch up here in a sec. It's weird time to have to shift. Oh my god. I have to light it back up for Chad. Brother. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Totally agree. This car's kind of like little breaks they take. Yeah, it's such bullshit, honestly. I mean, it used to be, my wife would say this, and it seemed crazy at the time, but then you look at what they've done with stage racing and all the other bullshit. We get towards like the end of a race, and she'd be like, alright, who's it gonna be? You know, like somebody's gotta take one for the team to wreck the car in the last 5 laps so we can get overtime. You know, it's just, it's made for TV. Motorsports doesn't have that natural thing. It's not baseball, you know, the bottom of the ninth, and it's, you know, whatever. It's not football. It's like it's trying to be this thing that it can never be. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe the numbers say otherwise and people love it. But I don't know. I also read recently that the average NASCAR fan is 65 years old. Think about that for a second. God, this car feels awesome. Not as fast. Not yet. I'm also talking a lot. Probably can't put too much into the times, to be honest. Feels a lot more responsive than the BMW did. Times aren't great, but sounds good. I like how minimalist the cockpit is. I feel like I have phenomenal vision in this car. The A-pillar is not insanely intrusive like it is in the Vette. Like literally the whole right side of the car is wide open. Super nice. Damn, we got 17 people watching. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. How's it going? This is just a guy who races in some iRacing leagues, trying to figure out which GT3 car to run with this season. I have to pick in my leagues. I have to stick with a car for the entire season, so gotta make a choice. What's up, dude? Long time no see. And not you, me. I enjoyed my little break since the leagues ended. But I've definitely got the itch to get back in there and figure this stuff out again. I don't think I did any official racing after the leagues finished up. Too much. I do like this car. I wonder if they're going to make any more BOP tweaks before the official season starts. Go a little deeper in here. I'm missing my mark. The little white line that used to be on the track is gone. Had to be better. Dang, I'm surprised I couldn't get into a 19 there. Felt awesome. I could totally drive that car. Alright, that's the leader. Leader's in the clubhouse. Definitely the Audi. 20.2 is a little unfortunate, but I'm gonna try to not make this about the speed. Oh, what's next? GT3. Rip. What the hell? Corvette. What's up, Dave? How you doing, buddy? How you living? Wish this would stay. Go back to Old Faithful and see how she feels. True, true. That's pretty cool. Doo -doo -doo. All right. Man, yeah, I'm really so for anybody that's joined here recently, I'm actually doing a 24-hour race at Daytona on Saturday. My team's driving the Mercedes, so I need to do a little bit more practice with that bad boy. But I haven't done a 24-hour obviously since Nürburgring. And it's going to be a little weird. I think there's only 11 cars in it, unfortunately. That's going to be super strange, but we'll have fun with it. Try to raise some money for the kids. Just enjoy it. I like the way this car sounds. I said it. I'm not trying to die on the hill or anything, but I don't mind this. I mean, I'm also very biased. Oh my god. I just feel like this car does not try to kill me, and I like that. Just runs pure LS season. Had fun. Yeah, they seem to chop a lot of cars up, or a lot of series off the block this season, and I kind of wonder why. I don't have any insight to the participation numbers, so I'm just going to assume they weren't great, or they wouldn't have gotten rid of them, right? But yeah, man, hope you have fun in the GT4. Are you driving the GT4 or the LMP3? I know a guy that drives, or I think he still drives as the LMP3. GT4, love it. I hope you enjoy it, man. It's a good group. Glad you had fun with it last season. They do a good job of running leagues. I mean, it's not an easy job, and obviously they do a whole bunch of them. But this car just feels like home, man. Way too comfortable in this thing. I would like to try something else just to do something else for a season, but it's also hard to turn your back on comfort. Oh, really? I haven't done any of the week 13 stuff. Normally it's my week to like really just chill and not do anything. I kind of did that the last 2 weeks of the regular season too. Honestly, with all the league stuff, I was just beat after that season was over. I was really happy to have some time off. Played a little World of Warcraft. That was fun. Leveled 2 of my guys up to 80, the new max level. Expansion came out like 2 weeks ago or something. But, oh, come on. Whew. I think I've had about as much of that as I'm gonna do. I used to play that game so hard back in the day, but I don't have the interest to do raiding or anything like that anymore, so I'm just gonna chill. I might jump on from time to time and screw around, but nothing where I want to spend too much time doing it, frankly. Not sure how much I can get on those curves. Guess this would be the time to figure it out, huh? Jeez. Yeah, that is a good call. I do miss having the back-to-back, like when I used to do the Skippy stuff and you could literally race every hour, and it was just so nice. That was something that kind of had me eyeing P-Cup, but I don't know, still just trying to focus on these GT3s. One of the NASCARs at Monza Oval race somehow. Race super chill and survival. All about that survival, right? Me and my buddies would do, like, we used to call them Saturday night shenanigans, and we would jump on the Monza Oval circuit with all kinds of crazy cars. Good time. What's up, Ben? That's a good question, buddy. I want to say I was P3 in both, but honestly, kind of losing track. Was I P3? Maybe I was P4 in the IMSA series and P3 in the amateur class for the sprint. I think it was P3 in both, actually. I gotta go back and look. So 220.3, it felt faster. PRL is like 2 weeks into the season, I think. So I think it starts like week 3 of regular iRacing season, like the actual race. There's a preseason race that I'm not gonna do, but or I might show up, but I'm not gonna take it seriously or anything. Just go have some fun. Yeah, PRL was really good for me this year, honestly, or this season. Had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I tell you, I'm really curious how this IMSA experiment's gonna go. Driving the GTPs, the 16th. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I think it's like the week after my birthday, I think. Not sure. Shoot, man, too hard. Yeah, I think it is going to be fun. I'm a little anxious about it, if I'm honest. I don't want to go in there and suck it up, you know. And I don't want to regress in the GT3 stuff either. But it'll be fun. At the end of the day, it'll be fun. I think no matter what, I'll try to learn and make the most of it. I'm having a heck of a time figuring out a good braking marker for this final chicane. Alright, we're at least in the 219s. Come on. Yeah. Alright, look. New leader in the clubhouse, easily the Corvette. I'm biased. What can I say? Looks awesome. Sounds phenomenal from the outside. I still like it on the inside, but sounds better on the outside. It's just comfortable. I'm used to it. I've driven it for a full season. I feel good with that car. Alright, what's next? Like I should know this. It's in alphabetical order, right? GT3. Ferrari. You know what? I almost don't even want to drive it. I know I'm not driving the Ferrari. I think it pisses me off. I hate the way this car understeers. It's terrible. We'll do it. I'll give it a lap or two. But almost certainly not driving. I don't even care. It could do a 214. Actually, okay, if it did a 214, I would drive it. Yeah, I would definitely drive it. But I hope it doesn't, because I don't want it to be good. I really don't want it to be good. I just hate the way it drives. It's always unfortunate. Like, you run a lap in this car. For me, I run a lap in this car, and it feels like complete ass. And then you look over, you see the time, you're like, how am I literally half a second faster than anything else? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It feels horrible, and yet it's fast. But yeah. All right. Here's hoping. This feels bad. Feels bad to sit in. I got all these. I'm gonna try to be positive. Oh. I do like the dash. Can't lie about that. Dash looks good. Any car where I can see the tire temps easily, I'm kind of, oh my god, the steering's heavy as hell. I forgot about that. That's a very interesting view. I guess it's like the Corvette. The nose dips down so hard, you feel like you're looking at the ground. It's a little strange. Come on. Cold tires. What are you guys going to be driving this season? What series y'all going to drive? Are you guys like good about spreading yourselves out and running a number of different series? Or are you like me? You just focus on one? Come on. I do really like the new textures at Spa. I think there's a point right there in the middle of the corner where you feel the car, you know, feel a nice little bounce in there. Gives it some character it didn't have before. I want race to upgrade stuff. Oh, I gotcha. When do you think you're gonna get into all that? Bought Corvette, second guessing it. Oh yeah, what are you thinking now? Oh, you said something. What did you say? I thought you did say Corvette. Let's go back and look at that message. I've seen so many people say this car, this car, this car. I'm forgetting who said what. All the guys in my race team kind of going through this process for themselves right now. I think Porsche has been pretty popular. I think a lot of guys are leaning in that direction. But and I kind of thought I would just go with whatever everybody's going to do, but I'm not sure about that. Wait for, oh yeah, McLaren, I forgot about that. Good call. Guess we can't make too much of a decision, can we? I think it'd be insane. I keep hearing, and granted it's the same person telling me this, Bryce, if you're in here, that the P1 Docs guys have gotten access to it early. And they say it's super fast. So, take that for what it is. But if that thing's super quick, that could be a phenomenal contender considering it's mid-engine as well. This feels quick. I'm not happy about it. Struggling here all night. There's a bump like right there. Yeah, the Aston would be pretty sweet. GT3, GTP, tracks are different. Yeah, slowdown system is significantly improved. Actually, I feel like it's gone too far. I've seen some people do some wild stuff today and not have any issues with slowdowns. Oh, you're gonna go with the Ferrari? Love it. Well, if it fits you, man, do you, right? Watch, it's gonna be so much faster.
19.481.
Ridiculous. $19.4 right out of the gate. Not happy about it. Yeah, slowdowns are totally fixed. But I would say they have gone too far. They made them too easy to clear. I just don't like driving this car. But you cannot ignore its speed. That's so frustrating. Although, if we're being honest here, we are literally at the demo track for this car, so can't take it too much to heart. If this car is going to shine anywhere, it's going to shine right here. Not this corner, this track. Shit.
If they see you cut the
So
course,
frustrating.
you'll have to slow down and give up the
So
time
that's
game.
easily, that's fastest like 2.5 tenths right out of the gate. Fraction of the game for 1 second slow down. Yeah, no, that is definitely fixed. But we'll see where it ends up. 'Cause I think they're going to change it again. I don't like the way this car looks anymore. I think the rear end looks really dumb. It's like anti-Ferrari at this point. I'm tired of seeing them like, you know, basically just be the Ferrari Cup. In so many of those sprint races, it's just all Ferraris. I hate that. Why does this thing not remember my positioning anymore? Rip. What's next? Ford Mustang. I literally haven't driven this since the day it came out, gents. The day it came out. I hear it's super fast now, which I really don't want to be true. Same settings. I'll say it's really nice about the slowdowns. Before I would avoid at all costs. Now you can take an escape road, not completely. Yeah, that's totally true. That's a really good point. I think the chicane here is a great example of that. How many times have you seen like something stupid happen on at the end of the first lap, and you have to go through the chicane like a madman to not die, and you end up with like a 5-second slowdown, which ruins your race. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And like an actual 5-second slowdown, which turns into half a lap, you know, whatever. But not the only one. Yeah, and I used to like the Ferrari. I've driven it a bunch. I was probably the first, well, not the first, but it was probably the car I drove the most in special events with, you know, the improper guys, because I think everybody was really comfortable with that car. It was pretty easy to drive, you know, all those things. Oh, look, it's not blinding me anymore. She does sound good though, don't she? But yeah, I don't know. I want it to be something different. I think I'm just naturally in that mode. Like, I just want it to be something different. So that's why I went from the Porsche. I had to get the Corvette in season 3. So I'm kind of like, I don't know. Just want to do something different. But at the same time, I want to compete, and I don't want to have to work too hard for it. I don't know. We'll see. The worst was when bumped into. Oh, absolutely, dude. I mean, slowdowns are just miserable. Good lord. Still feel like I need a booster seat. Can't see an apex to save my life. Never name of the 296 488 I liked. Yep. I think it was the sound. Yeah, I mean, I always like the older ones. I literally cannot see. This thing literally sounds like a NASCAR with a GT3 body on top of it. I feel like I'm going really slow. Ooh. Who needs to see apexes anyway? If you're not doing this all about muscle memory at this point, what are you even doing, right? I don't like the big blue oval in the middle. I do like how much information's on the dash. And if you actually use the camera, the rear camera, this would be a great car. I don't use it though. Most cars, I feel like that thing is completely useless, especially for my field of view. And this car, man, it's pretty sweet. This doesn't try to kill you there like the Porsche does. Watch this thing be like blazing fast. And Coda. Yeah, I think the Astons will be good. I'm curious what the long-term, you know, goals are for these guys. Like, how many cars are they going to have? I'm sure they're going to try to get as much of the IMSA field as they can. There's going to be some kind of limit. You can already tell, like, some of the manufacturers are not happy with representation in these races. That's why they're changing the algorithms, right? To make that, the split system a little bit more diverse. And then when all of a sudden you got 10 GT3s in the field, you're just not going to see them all. Aston GT3. Yeah, nice. And I'm kind of curious, Lexus? I mean, there's Lexus, Aston, who else? I feel like I just can't see anything. Ooh. Too far. Yeah, Lexus. I'm curious, man. I really am curious what their long-term plans are for all these. It has to be to get as much as possible. I think that's a given. Like, how far are they going to go? Nissan, Acura, Bentley, yeah. I mean, none of those race in IMSA, right? So I think that's probably going to be the issue, but when you think of, like, the GT, what do they call it? The GT World Challenge? I think some of those are still in there. Like Bentley, I think, for sure. And Acura, too, yeah. Not sure about Nissan. Yeah. I mean, Bentley's an old school GT3. Merc's not an IMSA? Sure about that? I feel like they have to be. Yeah, no, they definitely are. That's, Morad, right? I'm a professional GT3, GT4 driver in every single YouTube video.
22.837.
Yeah. Did we get a decent lap here? Want to try the Lambo. Definitely need to try the Porsche again. Porsche here is going to try to kill me though. That's the unfortunate piece. Never quite got around here in the Porsche very well. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but he's a professional GT3, GT4 driver. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Feels better than I thought it would, I guess. Visibility is horrendous. I know I can get a booster seat and jack myself up a little bit. It still feels like a boat. It doesn't have that nimble, you know, response like the Vette. But not bad. And this is the fixed set, you know, so who knows? On that front, I'm sure you can dial some things in that you want or don't want. Two setups. I'm sure I'm missing the apexes by a mile because I'm not sure how big the boat is. It does sound good. I feel like this should be a decent lap. I don't think that predicted is right. If it is, I'll be shocked. Hell yeah, brother. What's up, Wade? Faster than the Vette. Not as fast as the Ferrari. Damn, I'm actually pretty surprised by that. So 219.584. The Ferrari was like a 219.4 something. Corvette was a 219.7. Does sound sweet. Almost looked like I knew what I was doing. I don't know why the camera's jumping around so oddly. See if I hit any apexes. She's a beast, man. Feels like a very large vehicle. Audi's not an IMSA, so I was thinking of a WC. It's just about the ad mark. Yeah, I don't know about that. I know they're an IMSA. I'm not sure if they're going to be added to WEC. So if I were to drive this, I literally would need to boost myself up like a couple inches. That was quick. Yeah, I don't know if you mean the lap was quick or me driving it was quick. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like I could drive a front engine vehicle for like an entire season. I'm about to do the 24 hours. I have 6 hours, so I have 6 stints to do on Saturday. So I'm going to get a lot of time in a front engine car. So that might change my mind a little bit, but I just don't know if I could do it for an entire season. So it's a charity race. So we're doing 24 hours. There's 5 guys on my team from SCR, and we're rolling in the Mercedes. Got such a bad signal at work, but it makes you feel like it's a 2007 time. Oh shit. Give it a chance. Yeah. I'll drive it some more. I think too, like I'm not gonna be able to make a decision, certainly not tonight, but I can't make any decision until the McLaren comes out, that's for sure. Because if that thing's awesome. We've got an added low speed downforce buff. Got an added? Yeah, I was gonna say it. What's up, Bryce, by the way? But yeah, that drag piece. I wonder if that negates. I wonder if that I don't know. I'm curious, like on a lap, is that going to negate the added downforce? I guess it'll change the characteristics of it on the track, right? So, or pro track. So maybe at a place like Daytona, where it's historically just been so insane, it'll be less insane there, but more reasonable at other places like, I don't know, Road Atlanta or whatever. I don't know. Austin, we're doing, it's Daytona. 24 hours of Daytona. Typically, I would only do that in January, but it's for charity, and the guys wanted to do it, so I'm gonna roll with it and have some fun. Keep fixing this. Maybe it'll stay at some point. GT3. What's next? Mustang, Lambo. I do want to give this a little bit of a whirl. Might come back to like a short list of cars, and then come back and try them all again with when the McLaren comes out. What GT3 do you prefer? I mean, right now I would say the Corvette is still my favorite. Yes, I'm definitely going to stream. Yeah, the Corvette's my favorite overall. I mean, each track is, you know, going to be a little different. Obviously, think about like the Ferrari at Spa. I mean, it's the play. Even if you don't love the car, it's definitely the play. But overall, when you think of all the tracks, you know, the style of car that I like the mid-engine vehicle. I like the way that car drives. I like the sound. The interior, not as much. I agree. But, you know, I just like the car all together. So, and I honestly, I'd feel that way even if I wasn't a Corvette dude. But I really do like that car. It feels like an upgraded Ferrari to me. Like the Ferrari plows a lot, it pushes, it feels like shit to drive sometimes, but the speed is just undeniable. You can't ignore it. And so to me, the Corvette feels like just a more modern version of the Ferrari. It doesn't feel quite as shit to drive. Keep the vet. That's the plan. I mean, that's where I'm sitting right now, Brendan, sorry. Brandon? Well, that was an E. Thanks for the comment, by the way, on that poll. But yeah, I'm definitely leaning that way right now for sure. We'll see. I definitely want to give the McLaren a try for sure. I'm trying to give everything a fair shake. I really enjoyed the Audi. That was pretty cool. I think I'm gonna like the Lambo. I mean, like at the end of the day, I just like mid-engine cars. I just like mid-engine cars. So it's really difficult for me to get excited about a front-engine car. And I just feel better with these. I feel like I understand the characteristics of these better. But what about the Mustang? Want to give it a try? It feels like no one really drives it. Yeah, I think so. I would say to that, and my god, this camera is massively in the way. Like, what the fuck? Are you serious? Look at this camera, y'all. I don't know how well you can see it on the stream, but like the camera is literally half of the freaking vertical height. If you're taking a hard right-hand corner, you're not gonna be able to see anything. So the Mustang, just keep in mind too, the Mustang I feel like was pretty underpowered last season, and so I think a lot of people steer clear of it. I don't think, unless you're like a hardcore Mustang or Ford dude, which I know a number of them. So I think it's some of that, and then I think too, like, I think if you look at the release notes and how many things changed in that car, I think they realized the car was not where it needed to be, and they're trying to correct it. And I just ran it, like literally, I guess it was the last car I drove, and it's fast. It's definitely fast around here. It's almost Ferrari fast around here. And in the hands of somebody who drives a front-engine vehicle more often, it might be faster. I'm not that dude. I don't really drive those much, so. At the end of the day, like, I would never say, hey, pick the one that's fastest, because it's one, it's always going to change. Two, it's in your hands to to a certain degree as well. Just drive whatever you like. If you have an affinity towards a brand, drive that car. You're not handicapping yourself that hard, to be honest. These are all close enough. I don't really think the bot matters that much, to be honest. Read a couple of these and try to get going. Oh, let's see, 24 watching, just hit 10 likes. Oh, thanks, Ben. I appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, if y'all like what you're watching, please hit the like button. It helps me tremendously. Have you have better flames on the pipes than the McLaren? Yeah, that's a good call. Forgot about that. Plan to run a front engine and mid, depending on track conditions. Yeah. And if that's, if that's your jam, like, do whatever makes you happy, Just a game, we're all having fun. For me, I have to pick a car. The way PRL works, you get whatever you show up to the first race in is what you drive for the entire season, unless you want penalties, so I have to pick a car. I'm gonna drop the season 4. I have a really good Google sheet link. If nobody else shares something good, I'll share it when I'm done, or when I think about it at least. I forget what it is. It's like schedule for i.racing or something. I forget what it is, but it's something like that. And it's this dude that keeps Google Sheet every season and updates it. If you're in front of your rig, Austin, there should be a link to it in the UI. Have you done a setup video? I have not. I'm not very good at that setup stuff, to be honest. I use setup shops like most folks, and spent some time, I guess early, at some point in season 3, maybe it was actually late season 2. A buddy of mine who's I joined their team this past season. He wrote a really good kind of guide, I guess, on setup changes and trying to understand why to make what change, when to make it, and kind of the order. And I mean, really just a great guide. Shoot, I'm like screwing up talking, but I'll have to find that and share it in my Discord. But I personally don't know enough about setups to have any opinion or certainly not teaching anybody about it. That's for sure. Yeah, Ben, I'll definitely do that. It's a really good sheet. I wish iRacing made you pick a car. Hold on, I missed something. I like this car. Top end doesn't feel great, but
20.347.
yeah, Brandon, I totally agree with that statement. I wish they would go further, and I wish you could drive whatever car you wanted, but your season championship points or something only accrued in one of them. You know? Something like that. I think that'd be pretty awesome. I know they would never do it for very obvious reasons. They sell these cars, so they want you to drive as many of them as possible and all those things. Like, I get it. But I really wish there was some way to incentivize people to stick to one car for at least some period of time in the season. What is the setup shop? So I've used a bunch. Right now I have VRS. I'm totally fine with VRS. It's called Virtual Racing School. I've used P1 docks. It's expensive, but it's good. If you can handle the cars, they're very loose. Hymo's good, Grid and Go is good. Honestly, they're all good. I think it's going to be just find one where the person that makes the setup for the car you're interested in kind of has a similar driving style to what you have, right? Like, it's if the guy is making the setup drives the car in a totally different way than you do, it's not going to be a great setup for you. So it's more important to find a setup shop for a car that you drive, and the person that drives it has a similar driving style. So I'd give a couple of them a shot. I don't think you can go wrong with any of them at the end of the day. Look at that little bump. Bonus championship points for repeat car usage. Yeah, honestly, anything. I would be cool with literally anything. Just something to incentivize people to not chase the meta. I just think it's bad for the game, honestly. You can tell, like, clearly iRacing's trying to do something about it with the way they're shaking up the split algorithm. And people are obviously assuming that it's related to manufacturers not, you know, seeing their cars in special events or whatever. Whether that's true, nobody knows, but it makes sense. 19.6, that's pretty solid. Yeah, I would love to see anything in that space. Oh yeah, GTP definitely. So I'll definitely focus on GT3. That when it comes to official races and stuff like that, you'll see me doing my Road to 3K series is coming back for sure, and you'll see me doing that in the GT3 cars. But for PRL, I'm running the GT3 Sprint series, obviously just GT3s. But I'm also racing their GTP GT3 series, but this year I'll be driving the GTP car instead of the GT3. Say that 5 times fast. So yeah, I will be driving a GTP car in that specific league. But like last season, I drove the Corvette, and I just treated it like a show and go. I did not practice. I just literally would show up when the practice session opened and get my laps in to get comfortable and get after it. I'm probably going to treat this one like that too, again, even though I'm in the GTP car and I don't have any experience in it other than having driven the Daytona 24 in it this past year. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe it'll force me to practice in it a little bit if I suck really bad at the first couple of races. We'll see. Shoot, there's not much runoff there anymore. This runoff got cut up too. Or it's just more curb, can't tell. So yeah, GTP thing, kind of up in the air. I'm definitely driving one. Right now I'm leaning towards the Porsche. I did a little bit of testing on those cars maybe a week or so ago. I obviously haven't done it since the build came out. I didn't even look at the changes on those cars. But same vein, I have to pick a GTP to show it with in week 1. I was leaning towards the Caddy just because of how cool it sounded, but I was not getting on with that car when I was testing them out, so
20.1.
the Porsche was by far the most comfortable for me that day. I really like this car. I don't know about the top speed. I haven't really been paying attention. It doesn't feel fast. I feel like I can control it very well. Might have shifted a little early there. Nice, also doing GTP for IMSA and special events. Yeah, I really do enjoy it. Personally, I do like the LMP2 better. I have more fun with that car, but given that's not an option in the PLL IMSA series, I'm just gonna roll with the GTPs. He's really good up there, huh? Gotta find that apex. Wish I had my delta up. I can't see it. That's one thing about this car, though. The dash sucks. Wheel with it. 252. Yeah, this is all of these have been fixed. Trying to limit the variables as much as possible. I mean, I'm talking about lap times a lot. I'm kind of trying not to care too much about the lap times and really just focus on comfort and all that. It's impossible. These are race cars, right? That's good, man. I say that and I literally just look over to see if a 19.4. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's like it feels better than the Ferrari by a mile, and it's just as fast. That's like the really quick clips on that car. I enjoy driving that. That was fun. I think you could just tell by how many laps I do in the cars, you know? Alright, what's up? Next. If it's the Merc or something, I might just not even... Obviously not that one. I won't do it. There's only 2 to go. Maybe I should. Not even 10 o'clock yet. Alright, I'll do these 2. I'll do the Merc, I'll do the Porsche. I want to go back. I want to run a couple more of the Mustang. Kind of don't. I do actually. I don't feel like I didn't drive many laps in the Mustang, so I need to go back and do a little bit more in that one. And then I want to go back to the Corvette. After having driven all of them, I want to go back to the Corvette. I kind of want to go back to the Audi and just kind of see, now that I've been doing this for, God, how long have I been streaming? Yeah, 1 hour and 20 minutes. I want to go back to some of the ones that I ran first and see how I feel about them now. It's funny, my guys are talking in Discord about the charity race this weekend. It's gonna be fun. It's super unfortunate that there's only 11 cars in the field, and they're all GT3. So that kind of sucks, if I'm being honest. But again, it's for charity. We're gonna have fun. It'll be the first time I've ever done a special event or any team event with these guys, which that to me is special. That'll be a good time. But it really sucks that we're gonna be at Daytona for 24 hours and there's 11 cars in the field. So, yeah. I gotta say though, so I've been driving this car a little bit, obviously, because it's Daytona this weekend, and I love the way it sounds. I've had some wild oversteer moments on corner exit, at Daytona, specifically in turns 3, 5, and 6. It's very, you really got to be patient getting on the throttle, but it's not as bad as I expected it to be. At least I can see tire temps on the dash, that's positive. I guess for the Lambo, I need to see if there's different dash options, like different pages or whatever. Maybe there's more data on one of them. Like this car, I think there's another page by default that doesn't have the tire temps. For the Merc, first 2 GT3 seasons, love it, hate it on corner exit, yeah. Always steps out. Yep. That's exactly what I've experienced in the Daytona testing I've done thus far. It felt like a rocket ship. And actually I got it to be pretty comfortable on corner entry, I was pretty concerned about, given its front-end nature. I felt like it was going to plow a lot. But I felt like, and I could be totally wrong because I don't drive these a lot, but it just feels like it really rewards a conservative entry and the ability to get the car pointed and hammer down as soon as possible on exit. So compromise your entries, get phenomenal exits, straight line exits. It seemed to just appreciate that. For my couple hours of Daytona testing, that is. Oh, really? That's unfortunate. That could literally be the difference between driving a car all season and not. Like, if I can't see that tire data, that's problematic. I've gotten so used to that. That and the Delta. Where's the Delta on this car? Do I have one? Oh, I do, right in the middle. That's right. I don't like having the bar on my screen. I feel like it's very distracting. I start, like, my eyes just kind of naturally see it. And it just screws me up. The only way is they would have decent pace in the Merc. Yeah, I think I've learned that for Daytona for this week. We'll see. I mean, it's one of those things. I literally have 6 hours of driving to do on Saturday in this car. So I'm going to learn a lot about it this weekend. So... Jeez. Rear end light. I love this track. I love it. I think they made a huge improvement with it. I like the subtle things. Like, most of the time I feel like they do a new track and it's like it doesn't change that much. This feels very different. Some of these corner exits, like this one, it's nothing like it used to be. I mean, it's just totally different. I really do like it. And I think the fidelity, there's like an obvious fidelity improvement in this track as well. And I don't know if that speaks more to the fact that Old Spa was Old Spa, or they just have newer, better pipeline processes for the artwork. But yeah, some of the X's are just totally different.
19.68.
Yeah, totally true. I think for me, it's almost like the ones I suck at, I just suck at again. Like, this is different. I like that that's there. It's just so easy before to just go off. That was a 16, or not 16, a 19.6 dirty, I think. Yeah, shouldn't look at the top. But yeah, some of the corners up here, this whole kind of next sector here is just different. Just drives totally differently. But I love that. I like that it's different. It's something new. Like, this is totally different. This exit. Just, it honestly feels like a different game almost. It doesn't feel like it belongs in iRacing, if that makes any sense at all. Maybe that's because I've driven the old one so many times, but like this right here, this exit's totally different. This exit is completely different. I was always bad here. This entry is weird. All this is totally different. God. Gotta hit the brakes. It's like I like these cars, but I'm not gonna drive a front engine vehicle. I'm just not gonna do it. I know I'm not gonna do it. But honestly, it's not as bad as I thought they were gonna be. Mercedes, Ford, Beamer. Honestly, they were all better than I expected. I don't know if that's just me, like, getting more comfortable driving GT3 cars than I had been historically. But before, I just felt like I could literally not get them around the freaking corner because I literally felt like I was driving a boat. And honestly, those were way better. And I don't know whether it's the fixed setup is just so much more chill. Maybe that's it. But honestly, they were all significantly better. Don't you do it. All right. Old Faithful. I'm going to die. I'd say the over-under at least 3 times. I'm going to die. Puhan, Blanchimont. No, that's not the one. Yeah, Blanchimont. I'll die there each at least once. Guaranteed. I'll spend it out at least. Love the gravel in turn 1, no name. Yeah, exactly. And I just feel like people can't abuse it like they were, did before. I think it changes the game. I genuinely do feel like it just does not make sense. That this track doesn't visually look like it belongs in iRacing. It just looks so much better and so much more raw than like all the other circuits, especially its old version. It just doesn't look like iRacing to me. It's weird. All right, boys. I love the way this car sounds. Has the best dash in my opinion, like not even close. Love the way the car looks. I just don't think I could do it for another season. I even like the whine. I like everything about this thing. Except for the back end wants to kill me. Sure you're aware, but you have to brake slightly earlier in those high speed corners and keep like 5% throttle. Yeah, totally do. I can't do it. I just never figured it out, man. Ooh, rip. Tire's cold. Tire's cold. Yeah, you're right. I totally do, but I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. I just suck at it. I can't quite figure it out. And then it starts to go wrong, right? And then I panic brake, and then it's completely gone. Maybe that's a reason to do it for another season. Try to figure that out. Because I do think most of my guys are going to run the Porsche. And if they do, I kind of want to do the same car just so I can benefit from sharing information and all that. One thing the Porsche has going against it is it's just never the best car anywhere. You know? It's great in the rain. And it's generally just good everywhere, but it's never like the car. I'm sure it's not true somewhere. But it just always seems it's something else. It's either the Ferrari or the Lambo or the Merc or the BMW. They all have their spot where they're just goated. And this car just doesn't have that. I'm really trying hard not to wreck there. Keep the hands loose. Yeah. And you know what? Actually, I might not die here because this is a fixed setup. In any other, you know, shop setup, the car's gonna be so on the nose, the back end's gonna come off so hard. So maybe it won't be quite so bad with fixed, but... Thought I had an extra gear to go. Let's see that correct itself a bit. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. It's just like, it's one of those things I have to think about. It's like, I'm already thinking so hard. Shit.
You cut the cord, you've got to slow down and give up that time.
What's the other corner this car kills me in? The second to last corner at Watkins. Like, fuck. That thing. It's just miserable. But I do like the way it drives, man. Like I said, I drove it for season 2. And, you know, that was my first full season in GT3. And I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. Grew a lot. But when the Corvette came out, I was obligated to go to the Corvette. I had to. Yeah, fixed setup is not going to let me die quite the same. If I had a VRS setup, I'd be spinning it. The uphill left after... Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Anything like that. Oh, shit. I was thinking somewhere else. Anything like that, if this car, you just have to know how to handle it. And it's like, you could do it for 20 of the 21 laps, right? And then you miss it on one. And there goes your race. And it's like, it just doesn't feel like it's good enough at enough tracks to compensate for it, you know? I mean, they specifically called out a power boost to this car, so I'm hoping that that is the thing that helps it justify that wild nature. Yeah, definitely. I think, I can't wait to try it. I kind of forgot about it until somebody said it earlier. Definitely a chance. I just love mid-engine vehicles, so naturally. I've heard a lot of rumors that it's super fast, but we'll see. But yeah, definitely a good chance. At the end of the day, I want something comfortable that is still competitive. I feel like right now, Corvette is a great spot for that. Porsche just feels like it's a little lower on that totem pole, but not too far off. Playing with Lambo. I mean, it's almost a given that I'm going to pick a mid-engine car, or rear in this case. But we'll see. Just feel like I just know this car so well. This and the Corvette. It's kind of that thought process of something that's comfortable versus like, I want to shake it up a little bit and not get bored in the middle of the season, right? So I kind of want to do something that's new for that reason, but also want to be competitive in these leagues, so I don't really want to feel like I'm starting over either, you know? Even that corner was more sketchy in the Porsche before. Shit, my optimal's a 19.1. Shit. Where'd that come from? Porsche good? What the fuck? Wow. That's actually shocking. Don't tell Nodwell. Peter Nodwell, you better not be in here. I'm gonna have to message him once this is over. Like, dude, your Porsche is fast again. That's crazy. And it's not just the car. I just feel like I'm obviously more comfortable in this car than some of the others, you know? You can see it in my driving. Because I've driven this stinking thing so much. Wow. The Porsche is the best car in the wet. Yeah, Porsche is phenomenally good in the wet. This is crazy. I can't believe this. This is 2 laps back to back. Optimal's at 19 flat. Oh, too deep. Damn, that would have been another 19-1.
19.4.
I might have made a huge mistake and still ran a friggin' 19.4. It's crazy. Where the fuck did that come from? Has Porsche been on the phone with iRacing like, guys, y'all need to fix our shit. Our car's faster than that. And honestly, I bet you look at these laps, I bet they look freaking great. For me. Hit some apexes. I don't want to see it from this angle. Am I hitting some apexes or no? New camera, new track. Porsche just too good, brother. Yeah, that was wild, honestly. Ever since you taught me in the Porsche, I've been hooked. Dude, that was so much fun. I had so much fun doing that, honestly. That was a good time. I just have so much have so many laps in this car, you know? I'm trying to think. I mean, special events we did this year where we did GT3 cars, it was always in the Porsche. Just so much more comfortable. That wasn't so good. Nor that. I don't know. I gotta figure that out. It's that apex is a little scary with the big ass sausage curb on the inside. Oof. Touch that apex. Not bad. Not bad. That sounds phenomenal. If I can make that happen, I'll be one happy ass dude. That is literally my goal this year, man. With this season, amateur champ, GT3 sprint. I hope. We'll see we'll see. I mean, it obviously depends on who shows up, you know. We'll see. And I think too, like, looking at the schedule, if there's a good number, so we got what, 9 races in the season. Let's say like 4 of them have a good chance at rain, right? That was a good lap, man. That was about as good as I can do. Definitely a couple places for improvement, no doubt, but that looked comfortable. and it was a 19.1. So 19.112 of all things. But yeah. Oh, dude, really? That's unfortunate. It's fun. I hope you do. I hope you get a chance to do it in the future. It really is a good time. All right, what was left? That was it, wasn't it? All right, I'm gonna give this stinking thing another shot. Oh, yep. Didn't choose it, did I? Static 50. Typing with gloves on is bad. Mustang. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go bio while this sucker loads up. And we're gonna give this Mustang another shot. I'll be back. Uno momento. Every rain race for the fixed, I think it was top 10 overall. Oh, dude, I'm sure, especially in the Porsche. There are spots in the GT3 GTP, but I believe it's only in the GTP class. I'm pretty sure there's no spots in the GT3 class of that series. I think they're full on that one. Which, I wonder if they'll open it up as we get closer to the season starting, because there's only like, I forget the number, maybe somewhere in the neighborhood of like 15 dudes signed up for the GTP class, and there's like 35 people in the GT3. So I wonder if they'll, I know they want a certain ratio, but I wonder if they'll ease up on that if they get a week in it, you know, week 2, and they just haven't gotten any more people to sign up or something. I don't know. All right, let me get my booster seat on. Let's see. We're going 2 centimeters. Is that enough? I gotta remember to turn that back when I'm done. All right, let's try to enjoy this. Make sure everything's looking sharp. Cool, cool. Stream's looking good. Ooh, chat. I forgot to put chat up there. That looks good. Cool. All right. Welcome to the party. Would you try up more and tilt down, or is that just awkward? No, I feel like I've got all the field of view stuff set in a pretty good space. I literally just need to be able to see over the hood, which I can't believe I'm saying that in a freaking GT3 car, but Ford, am I right? May see more than those. No, I'm with you. It's just naturally, I think, not going to feel like that because of the because of how tall the freaking nose or the hood is on this car. I mean, if you think about just like the characteristics of the BMW and the Merc, for instance, because they've got, I mean, they all have these front engines. It's kind of the same deal. It's just not as bad in those cars as it is in this one. Feedback is real heavy too. Deal with that. Feels a lot better now. I'm glad that, because we all have affinity towards our different cars, right? I have affinity towards Corvettes. I know lots of people, I think more people have affinity towards this Mustang. Understandably so. It's a much more approachable vehicle in real life, right? And so I love the fact that that diehard fan base is excited about these changes, because frankly they deserve it. The car was too difficult last season, and those diehards lived with it either way. So glad they get some good changes. They deserve it. And I'm not a hater, I'm just a Corvette guy. I drive an F-150 in real life, so I feel like I have a card, you know, I'm a card carrying member. I love my F-150, by the way. Don't forget about the Vet. Oh, no, definitely. Love the Vet. I like the F-150 more. I get that question a lot. Friends or family, whoever, come over and see the Corvette for the first time. You're like, well, if you had to pick one, which would it be? It's like, bro, my truck in a heartbeat. It's not even close. The Corvette's awesome and fun, but it's very impractical. Yeah, dude, no question. No question. Definitely the truck. I'm not saying I like to drive it necessarily more, but if I had to choose one, easily the truck. Also, my truck is not... Yeah. So, I have a Raptor. So, it's like a souped-up F-150. Yeah. Yeah, the truck has it's a twin-turbo V6, has 450 horsepower. It's a monster. It's not your normal F-150. Yeah, that is an important note. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is a Raptor. Compromise and get a Raptor. There you go. Yeah. I do love that truck, man. Get the 5.0, love it. Yep. I finally took that thing to the beach a few weeks ago. That was super fun. Took it to the 4x4 beach of the Outer Banks. That was a good time. It literally felt like it was thanking me the whole time, like, thank you for bringing me out here. It lives its life on the road, and it was yearning to be off-roaded a little bit. The T-tops. So the Corvette has like, it's not a convertible, but you can take the top off. So kind of like a T-top. But the whole thing comes out. Yeah. So you can take the whole roof out and put it in the back, basically. I'm not sure what that's called, but and it's easy. I mean, it takes 2 seconds to do it. Like a Miata. Yeah, probably something like that. I don't know whether it's the fact that the force feedback is so heavy. It just feels heavy. It feels very substantial.
19.8.
That's 04 Mustang Cobra. I think it was a beast with supercharger. Love a new C8. Yeah. Yeah, so, I hate to sound like an entitled asshole here, but so both the Raptor and the Corvette, they're both 2023s. The Raptor I bought new, Corvette was used. But yeah, Corvette I just don't drive very often, as you might imagine. I don't drive a whole lot to begin with, just because I work at home and all that, but I don't have a problem with this. This is not bad. It's definitely not bad. But what I imagine is the biggest, heaviest sucker on this grid. And I don't know if that's true or not, but it feels like it. It's a hell of a lot better than it was. No doubt about it. Yeah, the sound is great. They're getting sideways. It really does feel like they just took the NASCAR car and put a wing on the back and said, here's your GT3 boys. What do you do for work? And are you hiring? No. Software development is all I'll say to all that. But it's not that simple. I mean, I ran a business for a long time. So. But yeah, software's a good place to be. Yeah. My optimal's a 19 flat. .3.
19.388. That was your fastest lap of the session.
You ever use Skill Bridge? I don't know what Skill Bridge is. No, my company, we work in the residential real estate space. So building technology tools for real estate. Feels really good, man. Can't bullshit you. The fact that I can see over the hood helps. Might try to turn this feedback down and see if I like it as much. Oh man, that's way better. Doesn't feel like it's trying to rip my arms off. I'll read that here in a sec once I get to a straight. Butchers and civilian. You can intern with companies free for both parties to get something out of it. Interesting. That's pretty cool. How do you spend on iRacing on average? That's a phenomenal question. I actually have no idea, to tell you the truth. I bet some of these guys would probably know better than I would, to be honest. Not a ton. I mean, more than most, for sure, but for me, it's just kind of one of those things where, like, when I'm in the season and PRL's going, I'm driving most nights, not all nights. I'm trying to do better about not doing all nights. But I mean, hell, I'm in 2 PRL leagues, so that's 2 nights a week, and I'm trying to do the Broken Wing Racing League on Sunday nights again, so that'll be 3 nights a week. A little bit of practice here and there. I like to try to make YouTube videos once in a while from official races, so try to dabble those in once in a while, but I just don't have that much time. My time will be much more freed up as we approach these winter months. Once we get to like November, baseball season ends for my sons, it's I'm a lot more available and I spend a lot more time driving. But hard to give you an hour figure, to be honest. But tell you, if you join my Discord, you'll know. You'll see me on. I like this a lot better with weaker feedback. Doesn't feel quite as bad. Yeah, I went from 65 down to 80. It's a pretty big change. I'm not sure exactly what that translates to in Newton meters, but I'm normally using about half the strength of the Simucube 2. So a little bit less than half. Just feels way easier to control and still get the feedback. Better this season, lots better. A lot better. I haven't driven it a whole lot myself, but just the general consensus is that it's a lot better. This feels way better to me than the little bit I've done previously. It doesn't feel like as much of a boat. Seems faster in a straight line. Still sounds amazing. You know, who knows with like setup shops, setup tweaks, full tire stents, all that stuff, I don't know, but you know, just a couple laps out of the gate, yes, it feels significantly better. Do I use Garage 61? Oh yeah, good call. Yeah, I can bring that up. I have VRS and Garage 61 really just for historical reasons. But yeah, I'll bring that up here in a sec once I jump out of this car, I'll tell you. See if I can get one more. I'd love to break a freaking, get into the 218s. I don't know if it's possible or not. Going out with that. Ah, fuck it, whatever. Alright. That was awesome. I don't know if it's awesome enough. But oh, let me get my booster seat out. There we go. And that obviously you can fix in the camera settings. Like, that's not like a real problem. I'm just being an idiot. Alright. Away. Probably good enough. Save car. Cool. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I don't know that I could drive that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just super biased. I'm just biased. Don't listen to me. I'm biased. For sure. Oh yeah, let's pop up VRS. I'll show you that real fast. Let's take a gander. Let me see what y'all can see and make sure this looks good. I know it can only go so wide. Okay. Cool, cool. Alright. Well, obviously we just did all that, so that doesn't count. See, the last time I really drove, it's a few weeks ago, so you can see the night that I did the GTP driving. I did a little bit of GT3 work when the release came out. I've done an hour of practice for this Daytona race, which maybe I'll pop in there and do a little bit of that. So prior to that would have been, I think Road America was our last one. So it says 7 hours, but I don't know what that's keeping track of here. Because I think we were at both, I think Road America was both on the IMSA and the GT3 sprint schedule. So it's kind of unfair. This is probably the IMSA time, and this is probably the sprint series. So this is practice, obviously. This was the race. And this was like the practice session and the race. So I don't know if you count that or not, but practicing for said race. Let's see, 7 laps practice, 4 practice, 4 practice, more practice. So I was just going out a bunch. Yep, so we had quali, got my laps in, another attempt at quali, poor attempt at quali. Damn, I did it again. Yeah, and then a 14 lap race. So yeah, oh yeah, pit, yep. Anywho, that's like 7 hours for this one specific week. But again, that's spaced out over what's another good example? I mean, that's right. So we did Le Mans at the end. I only did an hour and a half there, so obviously didn't do much. I ran the Nürburgring Endurance Championship series by myself that one night. Some of that by itself was 4 hours, so I did an hour and a half of practice, I guess, somewhere in there. So not a ton. It's actually less embarrassing than I thought this was going to be. Let's see. So 4 hours. That was at Imola. I think that's Imola. Looks like it. Oh my god. Freaking hated that week. That's Mugello. Fuck, I hated that week. That was almost 4 hours. Yeah, we're getting some big ones here. Fuji, I spent 10 hours. I think that was... Yeah, so we came to this twice, because the attractions are totally different. So this was probably the IMSA series, because I obviously didn't practice at all. I just jumped in and big time track temp difference. And this must have been right at the start of season 3. I think that was like the first PRL race or something. But anyway. My best... What was my best lap time? I kind of forgot that it was keeping track of all this for us. So, fastest was a 19.3. Keep in mind, I'm running fixed. These are all fixed setup. 35 track temp, 50% track state. And yeah, just running the fixed setup. What else? May 23rd, noon. All this stuff obviously matters, I mean, to some degree. I guess even more so at a place like Spa where the lap times are so high. I thought I did something better than that. Maybe it was an off. Well, no, it would show it here, wouldn't it? I thought it was faster than that, actually. The Porsche was, what, a 19.1? Yeah, that's nutty to me. Never in my life have I run a faster lap. Yeah. And I don't know what's up with the Porsche. And all the stuff, everything's the same. I went in same time of day, same 50% track state, start. Everything's the same. So it should be as close as possible. Wind, I mean, the whole nine, all of it's the same. They're all fixed sets. Obviously, they're going to be a little bit different between the cars, I guess, but I don't know where this came from. I've never done anything close to that, I think, in this car ever. So I don't know. I really don't know. It's always been, obviously, the Ferrari's the fastest there, and it's not even close. And that was... It's a 19.4. I thought that was better, but whatever. I only did one lap. Do in the Corvette. I think it was like a 7. Yep, 19.7. And I wonder too, the lap times, honestly, they probably got better as I went, because I haven't driven much. I did a little bit of this. I just haven't been on very often. The last little bit, 19.8. So it was getting a little bit better as we went. That was a 20. I don't remember that feeling like a 20. It felt better than that. Lambo was actually pretty solid, 19.4. So yeah, the Porsche was the fastest by quite a bit. I didn't get a lap time in the Merc. Dirty, that was a 19.6. Yeah, I don't know where this came from, to be quite honest with you. I gotta tell Nodwell, he's gonna be like really happy. I don't know. But yeah. Better than me, I hit a 2:18.3. Damn. Well, I don't know if you could say that I'm better than you if you beat me by a second. That's awesome, dude. What were you driving? What car or what setup? Left on the Mustang, 2 cents all the Porsche. When you select a car for the season, do you have to stay in it? So in iRacing, you don't. I mean, in iRacing, you can pick whatever car, literally like session to session if you want to. In the leagues that I do, you have to stay in the same car for the entire season, which I personally like. But for like normal iRacing official races, you can do whatever you want. Might just try and focus on IMSA Endurance and LMP2. That's a good choice, dude. I love that car. Did I tell you on Le Mans? Yeah, I feel like you posted that in the Discord, and that was that's pretty wild, man. That's really wild. I've definitely never won a special event. And weren't we just talking about special events like 2 months ago? And I was like trying to encourage you guys to like get in there and get into one of those, and you won like the first one. That's a little aggressive. That's awesome. Mustang and VRS. Damn. Do they have sets for that already? I guess they had a set from the last season. I mean, the car is going to be totally different too. Like the set should be totally different. What am I looking for? Oh, this is all the old stuff. Never mind. I assume you... Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Let's see if I can find it. Ford? Where are you? Am I blind? No? Is it under Mustang? No? WTF, mate? What am I missing here? Search doesn't work. You just pulled the NASCAR next gen Ford Mustang version? Is that what you were rolling with? No. Merc, McLaren. Ford GT3, Ford GTE. I don't know. All good. Oh, damn, it's almost 11 o'clock. I'm probably going to get off here shortly anyway. Weird. Oh, what the fuck? Why did it go to season 2? That makes more sense. Alright. Oh, why too? Like this thing, I guess because everything's closed, it doesn't download packs from the last season, which is super annoying. Anywho. Mustang VRS. I think it's cool to be locked into a car so people don't just pick meta cars. I totally agree with that, Joshua. I wish we've been talking about that a lot, both on my Discord and in the streams. Like, it would be really cool, in my opinion, if there was some way to get you to lock in the official stuff. I understand why they won't. They sell the cars, so obviously they want you to drive as many of them as possible, and that makes total sense. But at least in the leagues, I appreciate that some of them do that. I think that's a smart move. And you can also tell, I mean, it's just, you know, you'll go into a race and a guy that's just always a badass, just not getting it done that week, and it's like, oh, he's in the whatever, and it's just not that great here. And that just, there's something about that I think is great. No doubt about it. McLaren, I have not seen it. I'm sure it'll be out sometime this week. Yeah, he said posting Puro for a team, and I got picked up. That's right, man. Finished like 8th at Spa. Same team, 1 LP2. That's pretty awesome, man. I just feel like in my eyes, man, the special events are where this service shines. I don't even think it's close. The leagues are obviously awesome. Officials are totally cool. But the special events, I mean, they are truly special. Let's see. Did have to just chill a little bit. Sorry, IMSA GC around season 2. Yeah, I'll get into it. I don't think I'm gonna do it tonight, but yeah. What's up, Peter? Dude, how much of this did you see? We gotta talk. We gotta talk, man. I want you to guess, Peter. I drove all the cars. None. Okay, I drove all the cars, as you can see. Which one do you think had the fastest lap? And I used the fixed setup. I used the same conditions. I'll give you 2 guesses. Same conditions, everything. Everything's the same. Vet is your first choice. What's the other one? Porsche. Yeah, it's like a meme. I knew you were gonna say Porsche just because you're a Porsche guy, but like, it was the fastest by a couple tenths. So, and I also, you know, to be fair too, I drove it, you know, it was the last one I drove. I went back and drove the Mustang again. So I drove that one twice. But yeah, I mean, I ran a freaking 19.1. My optimal was, I think, a 19 flat, but I ran a 19.1 on the first flying lap. But like, that's never been true for it, at least at Spa. That's never been true. Like, I could still take the Ferrari out. I mean, we did this, God, what was it, man? A couple weeks ago, a month or two ago. It was like, I'm sitting there and driving the Porsche, and I'm frustrated as shit because I can't get a 204 or whatever. I don't remember what the lap times were. 217, 218, something. And I take the Ferrari out in the first lap, and I beat my Porsche time by a full second. like what the, you know? It's so for me, that's just not the case. Like, I just could never do it anyway. Blew it out of the water immediately. So the Ferrari was a 19.4. I think the Vette was a 19.7. Yep. The Mustang surprised me. 19.3. There's a 19.1 in there. I think it's probably as fast as a Porsche if I gave it a couple more laps. I think my optimal is a 19 flat. Actually, my optimal in the Mustang was an 18.9. I never got there, of course, but it's there. I think in the Porsche, the optimal was a 19 flat. What else surprised me? The Lambo I liked a lot. It was a 19.4. The Audi I loved, but it was slow at a 20.2. I'm sure there's more in it. I only literally did 3 laps, so. But yeah. Go with the Porsche PRL. Ford was so fast in the race. Yeah. I think if you're comfortable driving a front engine vehicle, yeah, I think the Ford's going to be a monster. Which I really hate to say that, considering I would like to be driving the Corvette, but I had fun with it, man. It was fast for sure. 428 liter, huh? What does that compare to this guy? Consuming a lot less fuel. That's interesting. No Ford for me. Yeah, I don't see myself driving that car either, but shocking how fast it was. Shocking how fast it was. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what the McLaren looks like. The McLaren is going to, I don't know, man. If that car's quick, that's going to be hard to not drive. But also, everybody's going to be driving that car. If it's even remotely fast, everybody's going to drive it. Everybody's excited about it coming out. I kind of like to not drive the thing. It's super popular. Yeah, we talked about that. That's a good question. Oh, actually, while I'm thinking about it. See if this is the thing. Yep. All right. Oh, wait, did I do the right thing? Yeah, I'm gonna put this in my Discord. I'll put it in the chat too. I'm gonna put this in the Discord. Oh damn, we got a bunch of new people showing up in Discord tonight. It's funny, man. You stream it, people show up in Discord. It's weird. Wave. Go ahead and pin it. Yep. Let's see. So what did I want to see? To look at. So I was kind of thinking about it from the perspective of if we're gonna do a bunch of rain races this year. So Silverstone is not the first. What's the first PRL race? Fixed. So the first race is Monza. Okay, so no chance of rain. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, what? Did they change something? What am I missing here? Basically, 4 of the 9 races have a shot at rain, and only 2 of them are like aggressive rain. So I think if you think about it from that point of view, a little bit of value is lost in the Porsche and its ability to be amazing in the rain, if that holds to be true. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a little unsure. I'm not sure if what I just did helped me or hurt me. Like, honestly, I went into this thinking it's going to be the Corvette. And now I'm thinking probably the Corvette, maybe the Porsche. I don't know. That's a schedule some dude keeps track of for all of it's like the master schedule. So he goes in and updates it as all the schedules come out. So he's actually had this up for a while because he actually goes into the forum and picks the schedule from all the community managers once they've submitted it. So some of the stuff's been updated for weeks. So anyway, I put a link in the, put a link there, put a link in the Discord, pinned it so you guys can see it and you can figure out, there's all sorts of information in here. Much better than having to search through the PDF to try to find what you're looking for. But Open Sports Car Road, this is us. Shows you the percentage chance of rain, all that sort of stuff. It's pretty cool. No. This is just somebody in the iRacing community. I mean, there's 15 people looking at the sheet right now. Yeah, I don't know who does this. I don't even remember when I found it, but I found this years ago and just happened to save the sheet. And he's been updating it for a long time. So yeah. What's up, Juan? How you doing, man? Yeah, no problem, Austin, for sure. Yup. So I don't know. I feel like I'm even more confused than when I started doing this. The whole idea was to try to narrow it down. I guess I narrowed it down a little bit. I think we can safely take out, honestly, quite a few cars. Where's the thing? Where's the test drive? Nope. Anyway, I think we can take out a lot of cars, honestly. Probably not driving the Audi, even though I kind of liked it. It was slow. No on the BMW. Corvette's up there. Ferrari's a no. Mustang, probably not. It's easily the highest, probably not in the list, right? Everything else is out. Lambo I really did like. McLaren yet to be seen. Mercedes is a no. Porsche is I'd say Porsche, Corvette leading. Lambo, Mustang, 3 and 4. That's probably as far as it goes, and it'll depend on the McLaren. If the McLaren's awesome, I don't know. I kind of don't want to drive the new car again, I don't know. I'd kind of like to just not do that and not be one of the 20 McLarens in every race, you know what I mean? So, so if you're 11 car, dude, I'm really trying to go into it with a positive outlook here. Yeah, I am excited for any, people that have been joining since we talked about it last. I am doing a 24-hour endurance race at Daytona on Saturday. I will be streaming it. I think my first stints, actually, I've already created the stuff in here. I'll show you my stint times. So I am, 10:30, 4 o'clock, and 7:30. Those are all Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. That's when I plan to be in the car. So I'll have all that up and going on Saturday. But yes, I will be streaming. So if you want to come hang out and shoot the shit, please feel free. But yeah, it'll be fun. It's for charity. We'll just have some fun with it. It'll be the first special event. It's not a special event. It'll be the first endurance race I've done. First team event that I've done with SimCity Racing guys. So I think that'll be really cool. So yeah, looking forward to it. Did it test the BMW? No. So I've never, probably never, maybe like once I've driven a GT4, but I just don't drive the GT4s. I pretty much only drive GT3 and a little bit of prototypes. So now I haven't even bought. It's funny. It's actually, this is the first season I haven't bought anything, and I don't even know the last time. I'll definitely get the McLaren when it comes out, and then I'll get Zolder. I actually don't own Zolder. One of the few courses I don't own, actually. So I will be buying some stuff, but I'm waiting for that McLaren to come out, basically. So Lambo Temperamental, yeah, definitely. I think it'd be a cool challenge, though. I just want to drive something different, you know? And so I've driven the Porsche a good amount. I've driven the Corvette for a full season. I like them both. They're both fine, but it'd be cool to shake it up and just learn something new. But I also want to win the AM. So maybe it'd be better if I didn't shake it up and just went with something I was comfortable with. I don't know. Tough decision. Tough decision. And who knows? You know, with the way the AM stuff works out, like, I don't know the people that signed up that are going to be in the AM championship. There could be some super fast dudes in there kick my ass, and maybe I have no chance. I have no idea. We'll find out in a couple weeks, I guess. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. But I do like Spa. I can safely say that. I do. It's the new Spa. It feels like it doesn't belong in iRacing. Like, to me, the fidelity of the track is significantly improved. A lot of the corner exits are just very different. I don't know. Like, I feel like most of the time they redo a track, it's like exactly the same. It just looks a little bit better, like a little bit better. And I would say like Okayama is a good example of that. It doesn't drive any differently. It just looks a little bit better. Spa, like, totally different. It looks way better than any of the other tracks they've done recently. And I don't know, man. A lot of the corner X's are just really, really interesting, and they do make you drive that track a little bit differently. So, what's up, Justin? How you doing, buddy? Yeah. Zolder is not an F1 track. No. I don't know what race is there, to be honest with you. It's got to be like TCR, GT3, Mazdas, stuff like GT4 probably. It's got to be stuff like that. I've been on iRacing for a long ass time, and I've never needed to purchase it. So I guess I just never ran across it when I was, you know, active. And that says something. I mean, I literally have like freaking everything else on this game. So, yeah. But yeah. I really do like that they're in this mode of redoing circuits as opposed to trying to go and get new ones. I think that's way better than, like, you know, going out and getting some random ass circuit that nobody's ever going to drive. Yeah, Zandvoort is definitely an F1 circuit, but only because of Max. If Max wasn't an F1, they would not be racing at Zandvoort. No, man, I never ran it in Skippy. No, I don't even own it. I don't have it at all. Yeah, I don't know how I missed it, honestly. It might have just been one of those things where the seasons I was doing it just never came out. Yeah, that's where my head's at, Peter. Like, the whole idea of, like, keep redoing these tracks. You already have, like, the vast majority of the things that people truly care about. There's others. I want to see, God, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Some of the Middle Eastern tracks. Can't think of the one at the moment. Bahrain. I want to see some of those, you know. Definitely want to see some of those make it here. But you got most of the tracks that people care about. And they've done so many obscure tracks like Winton and all these other tracks. It's like, stop doing those damn tracks. Go back and scan all these tracks that you've got. Go do them again, and honestly, make us pay for them again. If it costs you a lot of money to go out and do it, like, I don't give a shit. I'd rather pay for a track like Interlagos to be rescanned completely and updated, and like Interlagos looks like shit, right? It's an old scan. It looks terrible. I would much rather pay for a sweet, you know, version of Interlagos than some random. Yeah, Motorsport would be a great one. Like, go scan these tracks again. We don't need a bunch of random tracks that nobody's ever going to drive. Like the new, what was it, Caldwell? I don't know that. I know I've seen it in like some of these like basic Ollie streams and stuff that he's done where he's like gone to race it in real life or whatever. And they look super cool, but like the cars I drive are never gonna race there, you know? Hell, Motorsport's even that, I mean, that's a stretch, honestly. And even in the IMSA space, like, yeah, it does look like a go-kart track. Yeah, it really does. But like Deployed, appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for that. Those really do help, y'all. They really do help. But yeah, I'd love to see some rescanned tracks. I'd love to see more cars. They've been doing that obviously all year. That's been great. What I really want to see is, like you just mentioned, DirectX 12. Just fix stuff, fix systems, you know. Taking swings at some of that stuff, changing the underlying, you know, the base, the fundamentals, making those things better. I know they talked about and they've shown off some of the like updated UI stuff. I don't know. That stuff doesn't seem changed enough to me personally, but I'd rather see that stuff. Give me the core changes. Chill on the cars and tracks a little bit. Later, Peter. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. It's actually my bedtime too, folks. We've had an awesome stream. I mean, we literally had basically an average of like 20 people the whole damn time, which is sweet. Way better than I normally do. So I absolutely appreciate it, for sure. I think we've made some progress. I kind of hate that I'm leaning towards the two cars that I've driven and know the most, if I'm being honest. I do really wish that something just jumped out and was like, holy shit, how have I missed this? But unfortunately, that's not quite the conclusion we've come to thus far. But new McLaren will probably come out sometime this week and we try it again. Maybe I'll do it again later next week. Limit it to... Shit, I guess I gotta choose real soon, don't I? Week 1 starts. Anyway, we'll limit it to the McLaren, the Porsche, the Corvette, the Mustang, and the Lambo. And we'll basically take a look at, what is that, 5 cars. Go through those again. Maybe do somewhere that's not Spa. Take a look at the schedule for PRL. Try to pick something that's kind of like a decent middle ground for all of those tracks. And go from there. Try to narrow it down. But yeah, geez, I guess week 1 of the iRacing season starts on Monday. The first week I care about is really week 3, I believe. That's the first PRL week, but yeah. But yeah, genuinely appreciate it. Everybody that's checked in. If you liked what you've been watching, subscribe to my channel. We do a lot of live streams. Been light recently because league stuff's over. Leagues are popping back up in the next couple weeks, so I'll be streaming at least 2 or 3 nights a week, depending on how many leagues I end up doing. And I will thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. I also publish, you know, YouTube videos of my official races from time to time, and but mostly it's live streams of league races. I try to show you every single league race and try to put together a story over the course of a season. So it's kind of the goal, kind of what I'm going for. If you like any of that sort of stuff, you'll love this place. So feel free to subscribe to the channel, and thank y'all for hanging out. Definitely appreciate you. I'll catch you in the next one. See y'all later. Deuces.
Bye.